I come in, sir?
Please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Satvik.
Yes, sir.
So let's begin by you introducing yourself.
Sir, my name is Satvik. I'm 27 years old. I was born and brought up in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, where I've done my schooling as well. Thereon, I've finished my bachelor's from IIT Madras in civil engineering in 2020. Ever since, I've been preparing for UPSC examination, and this is my fourth attempt and my first interview, sir.
Very well. So where have you been staying since the completion of your engineering?
Sir, I've been staying at my home, sir.
In Nellore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you give me a sociological profile of Nellore?
Yes, sir. So Nellore has a unique literacy rate of where females have 89% of literacy, despite the state having 56% literacy, 56 to 59%. The district of Nellore has a 89% literacy of Nellore, and the majority of the population there is Hindu based, and the second religion would be Muslim, sir.
Okay.
And there are diverse communities as well. There are plenty of Jains, people from Rajasthan, so it's a cultural mosaic, I would say.
Very well. What is the big news of the day?
So from Nellore?
No. Across.
So the big news is the budget has been released and the economic survey has been released yesterday.
Yes.
So I've been through economic survey, but I have to see the budget. But the big news is there is no income tax for people up to 12 lakhs income. That is the big news I've heard till date.
Tell me, what do you think that is the social impact of the annual budget?
So it has a big impact because the fiscal policy has a direct impact on the way people spend. It directly has an impact on their education, poverty levels as well. It also has an impact on how people spend their money, be it in the health part or the education part. So I would say it really has a big impact, sir.
Very well. We've seen developments in the economy, new developments like quick commerce.
Yes, sir.
How do you think such platforms are impacting our social lives?
So there are both positives and negatives to this aspect of quick commerce.
Okay.
Because the positive aspect would be people can get their daily things done faster. And certainly the waiting time for certain raw materials, certain products would get certainly less. But then the negative part would be people do not go out to socialize. That is one aspect people could miss out. And the second part is with quick things comes the aspect of quality as well. Because if quality degrades, then that would be an issue, sir. The trust would go down on that company.
Okay. If you were to analyze the overall process of globalization, what would you say have been its major impacts on our economy and society?
Yes, sir. So the impact of globalization has been profound on Indian society ever since the 1991 reforms. On the economic front, our growth has increased quite a bit. We have seen growth rates of 8 to 9% as well, and there have been a lot of foreign direct investments and the education opportunities as well. On the societal front, there has been large scale migration as well, not just across the state borders to different countries as well. And the profound impact would be on the families. The nuclearization tendencies have increased a lot due to the impact of globalization, and the language part as well. People started respecting English better than ever, and people started seeing English as a way to attain modernity as well.
Do you think this emphasis on English is healthy?
So in the current scenario where it is seen as a source of modernity, people often migrate to European nations or American countries looking for better opportunities. But then if we can provide better opportunities in our states, in our country, certainly people would prefer to speak our own language as well. Just because we do not have enough opportunities based on our current languages, I think that's where the problem is, sir.
Okay. Do you think the election of Donald Trump to US presidency would have a bearing on say, the Indian diaspora living in the US?
So I think it would be too early to say because he just assumed office. But then it would definitely have both positive and negative impacts as well, because Mr. Trump has been supportive of H-1B visa. He is very supportive of skilled workers coming in and making contributions to the American society. But then there has to be a balance from his right-wing members as well, that people are here to steal our jobs, and there is an aspect of some sort of right-wing ideology there. So the main concern right now is regarding the citizenship. If I've heard recently that people have been opting for C-section just to bypass the executive order of Mr. Trump. So if that order were to pass, I think that would be a problem. But then I think we should wait and watch what is the impact, sir.
Okay. And what is the policy, approach of the Trump administration on the issue of gender?
Yes, sir. He has vocally said that there are only two genders, and he has stopped the funding of supporting other genders as well. He has maintained that there are only male and female, and they would certainly not support any identities beyond these two.
So, and this is likely to have an adverse impact on which segment of the population particularly?
So the transgender community would have a certain impact on this.
So do you agree with such kind of policy initiatives?
So in my personal opinion, I think everyone has a dignity, everyone has their own privacy. So for the state to invade into such privacy would be unconstitutional, I would say.
What is Doge, Doge? Have you heard of it?
So it's a meme coin, sir.
Apart from that, like in the context of the American administration?
So that has been the Bitcoin Mr. Musk has been actively propagating as an alternate to Bitcoin. It is a Bitcoin based on the meme Shiba, the Japanese dog.
Apart from the meme coin, it's also been articulated in the
Department of Government and Efficiency. So the aim is to cut down on the federal administration so that the government expenditure would reduce.
So do you think we also in India also we need like a department like Doge?
So I think the time is not right now because our administration or bureaucracy has the main task of lifting millions out of poverty and to ensure social welfare. Ours being a welfare state cannot depend on the private sector for such crucial services. So I certainly think that is not applicable to Indian society.
Okay. In your state, in Andhra Pradesh, there was a huge controversy which had erupted in the temple town of Tirupati.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the prasad.
Yes, sir.
What was it exactly?
So, in such cases where there is huge crowd, there is a condition of hypoxia where people generally find it difficult to breathe. There was one such woman who was facing difficulty in breathing, and when that was conveyed to the administration, they approached the woman to let her in. But then the crowd thought the gates were open for the ticket. So everyone started rushing in, and that unfortunately resulted in 6 casualties.
What can the administration do to, better manage crowds at religious gatherings and places of worship?
So one, there can be the online registration of such things. If people register for such things online, the need for standing in physical queues would definitely go away. The second thing is, in case if any emergencies to arise, the better health facilities in a nearby region should be in place. The third thing would be providing more security personnel. There should be ready-made data as to assess how many crowd would actually be there and deploy the security personnel as per the needs.
Very well. Do you think it is right that the state should be actively managing temples?
So there are arguments for both state should manage this and not. But then I feel since there is a huge amount of money involved in the temple administration, for the financial accountability part, state should have a say in this. But the administration should be flexible so that the rituals are not diluted.
Okay. Satvik, apart from Nellore
So,
and for your graduation in Madras, have you stayed in any other part of the country?
so I've visited some places, but then I've never stayed for long apart from these two places or in any place.
Okay, so which places have you visited, if you could just shed some light on?
So I visited Kerala for a brief period of 4 to 5 days,
Okay.
and then I've been to Himachal Pradesh, the Rohtang Pass. These were small tours, sir. And then I've been in Hyderabad for the last 1 month, sir.
Okay. Have you ever been in the capital?
Delhi?
Except for this interview?
No, sir, never.
Never. Okay. Satvik, do you think there is a real north-south cultural divide?
So I think at the political front, maybe the political class is trying to exert such a divide, but at the ground level, people really do not care, sir, because especially with the movies have been sending a message that a Telugu movie or a Tamil movie or a Malayalam Kannada movie is now a global Indian movie. So per se, people might not feel a difference because there is active migration also happening from north to south and similarly from south to north. So I personally do not believe there is a very active north-south divide unless an issue regarding language or the delimitation is being taken up, sir. But then there is no internal segregation that this person is from north, this person is from south, because we all have one culture, one constitution and one idea.
Very well, but do we also witness incidents of anti-migrant sentiments being expressed
Yes, sir.
in places like Bengaluru?
Yes, sir.
So how do you account for that?
So the primary reason for such measures is a lack of employment opportunities. There is a tendency that people are taking away the jobs of the locals and the political masters to satisfy the interests of their people tend to make such policies, but in the long run such reservation policies of local reservation, which the Supreme Court has held categorically as invalid, will backfire in the long run, sir. So the ultimate goal should be promoting national integration irrespective of where we stay in the country.
So Satvik, what steps can the administration take
Yes, sir.
to bridge any differences between people living in different parts of the country?
So the government has been taking few steps. There has been this initiative called Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat,
Yes.
where people are encouraged to visit other states and actively take part in the religious gatherings there and get to know the culture better, so that the cultural promotion, the integration of the country could be done in a better manner. And then there are aspects of encouraging tourism as well. It's a well-known fact that people from all the country flock to Tirumala temple, and similarly people from all the places come here to see the Agra fort. So tourism can also play an important role in promotion of cultural integration. And then, so I would say education is one very important aspect, because the state may have a say in the local, in the primary and the secondary education, but then the higher education is something that has a potential to unite all of us into a single entity.
And you've done your engineering from IIT Madras?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. In the past few decades, we've seen that the government is on a spree opening newer IITs.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the newer IITs are able to live up to the brand IIT?
So I personally have not been informed about the performance of new IITs, but then I certainly have the knowledge as to how the new IITs are suffering from lack of admissions, the lack of proper employment opportunities there, many seats remaining vacant, the teachers not being opted, not choosing the colleges. So I think at the national level, sir, it is better to first make sure of the quality of the existing IITs. There are 23 IITs so far, and if we can make efforts to make sure at least 15 to 20 of them are in the same standards, then we could think of expanding on the IITs, and automatically every IIT would be a chosen opportunity for everyone. But then at the international level, that is a different thing, sir. Because at the international level, the spread of IITs is one way where our soft culture could play a very important role. And it is also a way of countering the Chinese influence in the other regions as well. So at the international level, I would say it's okay to spread IITs, but at the national level, I feel it would be better to first improve the quality of the existing ones, because not all IITs have the same research and development capacities. The first 5 to 7 IITs are the chosen IITs among all the students.
Yes.
So it would be better to invest in the skills, the research and the academia industry connect at the existing IITs, make them top class institutes and compare them with the global standards, perform well there, and maybe then we could consider the idea of expanding more IITs. Sir.
Is IIT Madras
Sir.
mentoring any of the newer IITs?
Yes, sir. The campus has a very organic relation with IIT Tirupati. We share our labs, we share our faculties, and we share our research institute scholars as well to the new IIT campus. And then people also, the students from IIT Tirupati quite often also visit here for the inter-IIT sports for the purpose of labs as well, sir.
Very well. What was the gender ratio in your batch?
So there used to be one female for every 8 to 10 male members, sir.
So why do you think it was so low?
So it is reflective of the society's behavior, I feel, because until class 10 somehow the families managed to make the girls child study, but then after class 10 there would be a gradual decline, and entering into IITs is both mentally exhaustive and financially intensive, sir. And sometimes the society has a mindset that the girl child is often seen as an economic burden, and people do not want to spend such financially intensive thing to the female child, and that would be one main reason I would say the girl child, the females are not entering into IITs. But then there have been some positive steps as well. So recently I've seen a report from the RTI report which says the 20% reservation for girls has been performing extremely well. So there are some positive signs, and the 20% reservation is not from the 100% seats, it is beyond the 100% seats. I think there is quite a big scope for improvement in terms of recruiting females, and it is not just one IIT, sir. All the IITs should come together and implement this 20% quota in letter and spirit, so that it would act as an inspiration. And the state can also promote free coaching to girls, so that it would encourage parents to make their girl child aspire for IIT education as well.
You mentioned the financial aspects why girl children are somewhat not being this thing. Is the fees for the IITs high?
So in the recent times there has been an increase in fee. Earlier the UGC used to give grants, now they have been made into concessional loans. And the second part where I had the idea is that the coaching part for IITs, it is very costly, sir. It is more than the semester fees, because there is the spree of making the children IIT ready right from class 6. I've been a victim of this as well, so I can personally say this. People right from class 10, at least class 6, at least try to give 30 to 40,000 just for IIT classes. So 30 to 40,000 just from class 6, and then the fees would increase to 1 to 2 lakhs at the class 11 and 12. That's a big
This
amount.
is the annual amount that you're mentioning?
Yes, sir. Just
so
for the
did
IIT
you start
courses.
preparing from class 6th?
I was forced to.
You were forced to. And did you have to shift to another city for that?
No, sir. I was a student of Narayana Concept School. There I had to pay some extra 10 to 20,000 just for. There was a written test, sir. Those who didn't qualify to the written test had to pay more. Those who qualified to the written test had to pay some nominal amount. And my class 6 to class 9 was mostly on IIT based education, sir. We had our social sciences, the languages part, but then it was mostly on maths, physics and chemistry. And then my parents thought this was not going to work in the long run, so they immediately shifted me to CBSE education. Then I had to shift to Chennai. There's a place called Gummadipundi in Chennai. It's a border area. So there for 2 years there was no IIT education per se, but then we had the option to opt for teachers who would come there and give IIT education, sir. So there is this commercialization of education and the premium tag attached to IITs is what makes it more costly, sir. And given very less chance of success rate in this exam, the examination by itself is eliminating. Hardly 1% make into the examination. So that part makes it very difficult, sir.
Why do we hear so often of students preparing for the IITs committing suicides? Can you give me a sociological analysis of these student suicides?
Yes, sir. So one is the intensive competition, the atmosphere in the IIT, the preparing coaching centers. The atmosphere is very intensive, sir. People at that age, I personally feel, cannot comprehend, cannot digest the mental stress that happens at that point of time. And the second thing would be, there are no adequate support, sir. Support system is lacking, because in case everyone faces stress, but then people preparing for this IIT examinations are often in hostels away from their homes. So in some way the coaching institute there do not have any psychological experts, and they are cut off from their parents as well. So being socially isolated in such a competing environment makes them take that drastic steps.
So Satvik, if you were in charge of a district like Kota in Rajasthan,
yes, sir,
right, where this phenomena is widely reported, what concrete steps you will take to address the issue?
So one thing would be to set up the proper medical facilities at every institute. So every institute must have a psychological expert, so that people can go and reach out in case of any emergency. And the second thing would be, sir, there needs to be some workshops held to show how education cannot be only very intensive, but it could also be learning as well. Using technology is one such solution, sir, because the government of India along with various startups has been working on certain applications where people can register themselves and practice at their own pace. Learning things at our own pace gives a sense of comfort as well. Our primary task would be, as an administrative officers, to increase the awareness of such initiatives, sir. So these would be some steps I would try to take.
Okay. Would you say there is caste-based discrimination in the IITs?
So fortunately, at the place I have studied, there has been no discrimination. But then I have read some articles saying there is some caste-based discrimination, and based on that article, I would say the discrimination happens in the language of meritocracy, sir. People over glorifies the concept of merit and undermines the chance of luck. This is what Professor Michael Sanders also says. That would be one way, and there could also be certain forms of caste discrimination, such as the caste discrimination happens in a very implicit manner at any place, be it IITs or any top tier institutes. It need not happen explicitly, it could happen implicitly, such as prolonging a PhD scholar for longer period than required, or not giving the necessary attendance requirements. So I would say it would be very difficult to trace such implicit actions. But then, sir, in my observation at the IIT institutes where there is a culture of humanity sciences, rich humanity sciences, the caste discrimination generally has been less. And fortunately at IIT Madras we have a very rich humanities department as well. So I have never faced such. I've never seen as well.
I see that you've been interested in strength training, you've mentioned.
Yes, sir.
So what's the driving motivation? Is it like aesthetics,
sir,
or is it
yes, sir.
health?
So initially back, it was 3 years when I started this hobby. Back then I was ridiculed for I was body shamed. Then I personally couldn't take it. I thought I should be in a better shape so that no one would ever question me on my body part. As I started this, I realized the benefits are many. One, your immune system develops. Two, your punctuality is very good. And three, there would be sense of discipline that we would engage in this activity that could be seen in other parts of life as well. And finally, the nutrition part, I got to know more people at the gym as well, sir. So the impacts are many, sir. Initially it was based on body shaming, but then now it has been a daily routine.
Very well. Would it be fair to say that we, in India overall, we lack fitness consciousness?
So, my limited understanding, there was a report that says only 50 lakh Indians go to gym every year. And we are a population of 1.42 billion. So, this is quite a less number, and I think the awareness is also very less because people are not aware of the insurance policies that give e-vouchers or gym membership voluntarily. But then we cannot discard this thing completely because our society has certain activities where fitness is automatically ingrained as well, sir. Be it, for instance, the agriculture part. The farmer does quite a huge amount of physical work, be it the informal labor as well.
Yes.
Even at the household level, women who spend almost 8 to 9 hours a day in household work are physically involved, sir. So implicitly we have this concept of fitness, but then, and our concept of fitness extends beyond the Western construct of gym as well, sir, because our concept based on mental fitness, where yoga is taken at the international level, we emphasize on holistic fitness. So maybe the aspect of going to a gym, doing exercises artificially is not
required,
widely spread in India. It is also gaining momentum in the recent times. But then fitness has been an integral part of our culture, be it through the food or through the activity as well, sir.
Okay. Satvik, what can the government do to promote fitness?
So there have been various initiatives the government has been taking.
Such as?
In the railways, if people can do certain number of squats, they would get the platform ticket for free. And there has been this Kalo India initiative as well.
Yeah, this squats thing you mentioned, it's been around for a while now?
Yes, sir. I think it's been around for 3 to 4 years.
Very interesting.
So I got to know this while I was reading for ethics. And then there's this Kalo India initiative. And at the IIT's level, as I've mentioned, there is inter-IIT sports festival as well. Similar such things have been observed at the state level as well. At our state, we have this Kalo Andhra. So there have been some fitness competitions as well, sir, where people are encouraged to build their bodies, fine-tune their bodies, and they're given huge cash rewards as well. And it is a source of employment for few.
Very well. You're also fond of watching Telugu movies.
Yes, sir.
Have you also watched movies in any other languages apart from Telugu?
Yes, sir. I watch even Tamil movies to an extent. Most of them get released in Telugu language. And if it is Hindi movie with subtitles, I'll definitely watch it, sir, because I am not so fluent in Hindi. But then if there are subtitles, I would gladly watch it.
Okay. Would you say that movies are a good medium to know about a people or a culture?
So it ultimately depends upon the director and the person who's acting. But I would say it is an effective expression of making people more aware about the social reality as well. And people also get to know what is the culture of different people across the country, because it is physically not possible for every individual to travel across the country and know the cultural aspects of various communities. But then movies bring this unique opportunity of showcasing that very thing to your doorsteps. So I think it is an effective expression of that part, sir.
Don't you watch English movies?
Sir, recently I have started watching this famous series called Suits. So I have not watched English movies, in a while. The last series I watched was Spider-Man, but then ever since the advent of OTTs, I've been watching some English series as well.
So what is it about Telugu movies particularly that you really like?
So ever since 2015, back before 2015, it was a routine movie, sir. Every movie has a main characters, the person would love, they engage their families, make some sacrifices. But after 2015, the aspect of emphasizing on our culture, attracting more audience, the diverse storylines has improved quite a bit, sir. So that thing is what really attracted me the most.
Very well. Is there any Telugu movie you would recommend to a non-Telugu?
So there are many movies. First thing, in the recent times I watched a movie called Janata Aite Ganaka, where it showcases the problems of middle class people face, such as rising cost of health, rising cost of education. The storyline is around two couples, a single couple who do not want children just because the costs are rising. And somehow, due to the failure of a contraceptive, they conceive a child. And when it was found out that the contraceptive was defective, they charge a case on the contraceptive company saying their product failed. So it humorously links various social issues. That is one movie I really enjoyed in the recent times. And the other movie would be RRR. I think everyone must have watched this by now. That is also one nice movie. And so in general, if people like entertainment or comedy, movies where Mr. Brahmanandam is there, I would definitely recommend such movies. There's one movie called Adurs where Brahmins show how they love. It's a very fantastic movie, so I'm not able to recall the storyline, but then people are definitely in for a big laughter if they watch that movie.
Very well. Satvik, you've been a student of sociology.
Yes, sir.
Who would you say is your favorite sociologist?
So there are many sociologists and each one of them excels in their own fields. But then I personally like the works of Professor Dipankar Gupta.
Okay. Can you list some of the more popular books authored by Mr. Gupta?
So I'm not aware of the books, very sorry for that, but I just read about his works.
Okay.
On caste or on family as well, even on UCC. I found his views to be quite interesting.
So what is Dipankar Gupta's analysis of Indian society? Can you tell us briefly?
So, not sure of the entire Indian society, what was his take on it, but then when coming to the parts, he says family earlier family used to be union of two, the marriage used to be union of two families in the earlier times. Now it has been increasingly seen as a union of two individuals, according to Mr. Dipankar Gupta. And then on the recently debatable issue of uniform civil code, he's of the opinion that we should first make polygamy illegal. If that is made illegal, all the problems in the Muslim community would solve and UCC could be implemented in a smooth manner. And sir, his take on caste is also something which I find very interesting. He says there is no single hierarchy, there are muddled hierarchies, and everyone glorifies their own culture as well. And in the ground level, as he rightly points out, everyone really have their own supremacy regarding their culture. No one likes to downgrade their culture as well.
Very well. Are there any sociological studies which have been conducted in Andhra Pradesh?
So in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, S.E. Dubey has done this study on Indian villages, the Shamir Pet. Apart from that, I'm not aware of the study, sir.
Very well. Is there any other area of discussion, Satvik, where you would want to be asked questions, where we've not had sufficient discussion, you feel?
So I think one would be the same-sex marriage issue, because I was having a little confusion on that.
I'll clear your doubts later, but as a part of the interview exercise,
Yes, sir.
is there any topic where you
sir.
like to talk about?
Sir, one of the hobbies is loving to spend time with dogs. I think that has not been touched upon.
Surely. So, do you think that, pets, they're a part of the human society?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, the evidence right from the Harappa times point out to the fact that there was a principle of cohabitation existing. We found the barriers of humans and animals together with the necessary requirements. This shows cohabitation has been integral part of our culture right since Harappan times. And there are some astrological and religious beliefs as well that having a dog in your house could allay the negative effects any family could face as well. In the modern times as well, sir, with the rising modernity, there has been this phenomenon of DINK, double income, no kids, with a dog. This has been extremely prevalent, especially after the COVID pandemic in societies such as South Korea, even in some societies of Japan, where the degree of loneliness is so high that people started adopting pets. In the recent times, I've read a report saying the medical healthcare cost in South Korea for a baby is far less than the medical health cost for a dog clinic. So it shows the rising importance of dogs in various societies. Even Singapore has recently brought a bill to limit the number of pets, not for dogs, in general for the pets, that people have to register in case they have pets in the society, and only then they can have pets. So yes, sir. Pets have been an integral part, and I think they will remain as such.
Several governments, they have banned certain breeds of dogs
Yes, sir.
as pets.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that such kind of a move is justified?
So recently there has been some PILs stating dog breeds such as I don't want to take the names. Certain dog breeds have been harmful and hence have to be banned. So when I hear such arguments, I know it would be a bit harsh to say. It would be the same as saying certain people with certain genes are always criminals. So how unjust would be to hear such a line. I think it would apply the same to say certain dogs are harmful. Dogs tend to become harmful only when their conditions make them aggressive, because dogs, especially the street dogs, often see the violence pet dogs don't see. They do not get sufficient food. It's a well established fact that people generally get angry if they do not have enough food. If that is the case with human, I think a dog also has the same condition, sir.
What is you would say, is there any religious significance of dogs in our Hindu culture?
Yes, sir. Some people believe it to be a presence of Kala Bhairava or Lord Shiva in the house, and there is some evidence pointing out to the fact that dogs can sense our loneliness, and they can sometimes sense some disasters well in advance than humans as well. But the religious part is, yes, sir, it is said that feeding to a black dog some rice or some food would bring some auspicious events to the person.
Very well. Would you say we are witnessing increasing man-animal conflict?
Yes, sir, that definitely has been on the rise. But
and why?
So, is it related to dogs or
no?
So, in general,
animals in
the
general.
three animals where there has been increasing rise of human-wildlife conflict has been the elephants, the big cats, and snakes. This has primarily been due to increasing urbanization, deforestation, and some also cite the reason of cohabitation. People started adopting certain animals so that these animals tend to come into urban areas as well. And so the other reason would be lack of available resources in the forest itself, because with the increasing impacts of climate change, the available food or the available water resources has been shrinking. So animals tend to search for such resources where they are available and venture out into farm fields, thereby resulting into conflicts as well, sir.
Very well, Satvik. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.